This is a project called Rising Pika. We have been working with Hawke's Bay Youth Theatre from New Zealand, exploring themes of the sea, water, connection and the effects of climate change. Liverpool, most certainly a place of history.
A very diverse city.
A hub of people arriving, passing through and returning.
We've been responding to each other's messages of movement and words for the past few months. Here's a little of what we've been sharing.
This is my view from my front door, out here, and fun fact, that tree is called a Michaela tree, which is my name.
And then you've got the view of like the water on that side, and then like a bit behind there as well.
Home, terraced house of 1870, garden, green man, terraced street, murals, and Betty, campervan. Onwards, mural, end of our street, bins, ourselves a colourful pub. On the other side it's got a mural of Ringo Starr, and we've got ourselves an off licence.
My name's Amy. This
Sean.
is Sean. We are from Hawke's Bay Youth Theatre.
Hi, I'm Michaela, I'm 16.
So, I'm Seth, and I am 16 years old.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm 17 and I go to Central Hawke's Bay College.
Hi, my name is Hayley.
Hey, I'm Phoebe.
What is up, my Liverpoolians? I'm Manawa. I go to Academy High School. I'm 14.
Hi, I'm Sita. I'm 16.
Hi, I'm Madison. I'm 17 and I live in Flaxmere in Hawke's Bay.
Hi, I'm Eva.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Lily.
And I'm Matilda.
Go. I'm Harry. I live in the white middle-class suburbs of the Wirral.
Good day, I'm Casey, and I come from Liverpool.
Right, my name is Amos. I am... Oh yeah, you meant to say your age. Anyway, I'm 14.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm 15. I am from Kent, but I live in Liverpool. I go to Liverpool College. It's school like near where I live. I enjoy dance and art and drama. I love acting.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I live in a weird place, so it's kind of in between multiple places, but it's by the beach, so that's all you need to know.
Because the devastation of the cyclone in Hawke's Bay is so vast, we are only just getting to some of the smaller villages between Napier and Hastings. Yannicka Terrellin reports.
Joanna Donovan's property has turned into one giant squelching mud flat.
Don't worry about taking your shoes off.
She's doing her best to pick up the pieces, but there's not much left to save.
I can't offer you a cup of coffee. I don't think it's going to work.
Simmering behind Joanna's jokey exterior is deep heartbreak. The memories inside her lifetime home washed away.
At an orchard near Hastings, it was a panicked escape. Buildings turned into islands as workers made their way to the roof, with a mattress for transport. While across town, it was animals in trouble. Good Samaritans stopping to rescue these sheep from a watery grave.
Now, scientists are warning that rising sea levels could erode British coastlines and put homes at real risk. Up to 1.5 million UK properties are said to be at risk of flooding by 2080 due to melting sea ice. Now, that may seem a long way off, but it's actually an issue that experts say we should be taking seriously right now.
Yeah, while many coastal areas in the UK are at risk risk of flooding even sooner than that. Warrington in Cheshire, which, as you can see here, is one low-lying location at greater risk of climate change by the start of the next decade, 2030.
Yes, good evening. I'm right here by the River Mersey, where this town in 2021 had over 1,000 homes damaged by Storm Christoph. But they're expecting more frequent flooding throughout the year due to severe weather, climate change, ice melting and storms taking hold.
It's along the banks of the rivers that the worst damage was done. A raging torrent ripping this bridge in two, leaving traffic in chaos as authorities recommend thousands of evacuations. The waterway so swollen it separated the two main townships in the bay, closing all bridges along the Narururu River, cutting off Napier on one side and Hastings on the other.
The bridges are falling. Most of our family is here. One person is missing. We, myself, my mother, my sister, her fiancé, and my stepfather sit in the master bedroom. One person is missing. Our attempt at a diplomatic discussion is not working. We have the prosecution, the defence, the arguments dogpile on each other. One person is missing. We have no jury to decide the right course of action. 5 of us are stuck on Bluff Hill. One person is missing. My brother is alone at our dad's house in Takapo. He's 90 minutes away on a good day. Today is not a good day. Today we don't know what to do. Marshall wants to leave, make sure Jessie is okay, has enough food, is safe, is dry. Kevin fights. It's too dangerous. He'll be fine. How does he know? One person is missing. I insist Marshall go. I can get him to pass on where the matches are so he can light the stove. I know what food Dad has saved for us to eat. The fight continues with no verdict. One person is missing. I laugh as my niece is thrown up into the air, rising, 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 until she crashes down into Marshall's arms. I hold my other niece, smiling at a great big grin as she looks up at me. It's a good day. My brother comes in and I pass him Lily. I look around the master bedroom. It has been 2 years since the Cyclone Gabrielle. 8 people now talk and laugh in the room. No one is missing.
A bleak, wet, horrifying start, seemingly with no end. A bleak, wet, horrifying start. Yet, our love persists on through.
My safe place, my home. Danger, rising fear, it was my home. Written off, demolished and gone. There was a quiet. There were faint markings and a memory of what was. It was once my home.
Disconnect. I don't remember. Oblivious. I remember seeing it. I know I was there. But why don't I remember? I feel as though I was an impartial observer.
I smell the mud, the smell of the farm almost. I can hear and feel the rain falling, turning more and more dirt into mud. It makes me feel worried about the damage the cyclone had caused. I feel the cold, dry wind across my face. Before I took the photo, I drove up after it was safe to go. I see the wreckage, the mess, the mud, the water no longer rising, and everything wrong about it.
The smell of rain and mud filled the air as we investigated the damage, listening to the squelching of mud beneath our feet and the angry and upset grumbles of Dad, wondering how to fix a slip. It was upsetting to see Mother Nature destroy such a beautiful landscape.
Don't drive. Cycle or run instead. Words printed on the pages of a government-issued pamphlet. Advice for a coming flood. I imagine they mean it in a sense of escaping sudden doom. But really, it's good advice for life. The printing of this pamphlet was necessitated by the incoming flood. A flood born of a changing climate. Just think, driving not only harms the environment, but wastes paper. So cycle or run instead.
Stop! When you are in an earthquake, such as this one, if you are inside, you should drop cover and hold under a piece of furniture or stand in a sturdy doorway. However, if you are outside, you need to drop, cover and hold and look after your head and stay away from large objects, such as buildings and large trees.
That was pretty long.
That was pretty strong.
I think we should
Get gone!
Exactly. In this case, if an earthquake is long or strong, there is a tsunami may be approaching. So you should have an emergency pack like this one. It should contain covered shoes, water, medicine, food, clothes, a torch, ID, and pet food if needed, but make sure it's light and get to high ground immediately.
Let's drive away from the water.
You shouldn't drive in such an event. You should either bike or run to the nearest hill.
The air rushes past me. I am running from nothing and to nothing. No matter which way I turn, I cannot escape myself. I am my own jailer. But sometimes my thoughts transcend this vulgar world. Sometimes I feel without my senses. Sometimes I am in a level with nature, but then the chaos of life recommences. The air rushes past me, nothing but nature remains. The air rushes past me, consciousness is blown away by the wind, but I return to earth, and I suffer once more.
An ancient artifact has been found. After searching for a century, archaeologists have made the discovery of a lifetime. A statue uncovered from 150 years ago, when sand on the beach in Liverpool swallowed everything around it. Exclusive live footage shows the discovery that archaeologists describe a cold message from a warming world.
The Liber birds.
Morning, Bella.
Morning, Bertie. Another day, another seagull, eh?
Talk about it. A lot of seagulls. You know, I don't know why they call them seagulls. They're all over the city, not just in the sea.
Yeah? We've got loads on this side too.
Yeah, they're always messing up beautiful things. Anything that looks vaguely decent is covered in seagulls. All the stone slabs around here.
You know, sometimes seagulls are useful. They come to the Mersey, pick something that looks like a fish, but it's a piece of rubbish. But, well, it's a bit of a cleaning, isn't it?
In other cities we have loads of different birds. Here it's just seagulls and pigeons. Lots of grey.
Yeah. I miss the other birds.
I miss people. They used to talk. They used to do things. Now even when we're out and about on those, I'm not sure what they are, like little glass slabs in my hand, they just stare at them.
Yeah. It's the same on this side. Sometimes, on the boat, they get so close, almost like cheek to cheek. But they don't even look at each other. I create these romance stories in my head, but nothing ever happens.
People looking at the little slabs. I've seen them almost get killed. Like they have these metal boxes that some of them speed on. They almost get hit by them.
Yeah, I've seen those. Oh, what's going on there?
Can't see. I'm facing this way.
It's just a floating trolley. One more on its way to the Mersey, and cans of Coke, of course. I've counted like 10.
I've already seen so many bin bags just flying through the air. I think they've been blown towards you.
If we could only speak to those people. I would say, hey you, stop throwing rubbish into the Mersey.
You know, I've never seen the Mersey. Like, it's a big cliff or something.
The Mersey? Well, it's like a massive moving pool of water, you know, going in different directions at the same time, different rhythms, like splash, 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 splash. It used to be so blue. You know, before all that stuff that humans get up to. And now it's a bit brown.
I've only ever seen the patterns people make. Even that's changing.
Everything changes. Except, you know what? I do love the Beatles. But enough of that, right?
One good thing now, it's everywhere.
Everywhere!
You know, do you remember when I started using those glass slabs? Because I really can't pinpoint when it started. Like, I know at one point I would actually speak and we had like friendships and communities. Don't remember when it stopped.
Yeah, I remember the votes were so loud. I was like, come on, shut up! But now, I miss all the conversations, all the gossip, all the stories.
Nowadays, it's not silent, but nothing's happening in it. Nobody's saying anything. Even if they do speak to each other, it's just meaningless.
You know what? I would love to see your face one day. You know, it has been a long, long time. We could just turn around.
Sure we could.
I know, like, what they say about what would happen to the city, but we could take the risk.
Looks like as well as it is, we might as well.
Yeah. Yeah?
Okay.
On 3, then
1.
we turn.
Yeah. 1.
1,
2.
2.
3.
Wait. 1,
2.
3. Aww, getcha! You're quite handsome, aren't you?
Yeah, but what's happening?
What's that noise?
The ground's coming down.
The myth was true.
Think we'll have to find a new city then.
Let's fly away from here.
Let's go to Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, get in, let's go.
This next scene is called The Survivalists.
Have you got anything good today?
Just a can of baked beans.
I brought loads. I swam down to the Lidl.
What? What have you found?
Well, I have not 1, not 2, but 3 bars of chocolate.
Sure.
You can have one if you want.
Yeah.
I have some water as well.
Can I have some?
You can have a bit, but it has to last for a while.
Thank you, yeah. Oh, I've been slipping on that M to McDonald's M. It's not good for the back, you know.
I've been slipping in a wheelie bin.
Nice one.
It floats. I tied it up to one of the poles by the library.
Tied to the top of the cathedral.
Yeah, I could be over there.
I can't see the end of the floods.
Yeah, I mean, you just look around and all you see is water. I mean, there's got to be something or someone somewhere, but where are all the billionaires flying off to?
Well, we've got loads of Diet Coke cans.
Do you think that if we tied all our Diet Coke cans together, they would float?
Yeah?
We could swim over to the docks or something. There could be a ship there.
One of those fancy ones. Brum brum.
Well, if there is, it's probably a bit bashed up from the storms. Everybody thought that they could prepare by making a boat. I mean, for my whole neighbourhood, just one huge boat. But they all got torn apart in the storm. I don't know where half the people are.
I don't know where they are.
And the final 2 scenes, the politician.
Good day all. I'm Stephen and I'm to be today hosting an interview on Radio Merseyside. I have with me John Carter, our Member of Parliament. Good day, John. Thank you for agreeing for this interview.
Thank you, Jim.
Stephen, have you anything to say before we start?
She said she was 12!
Okay. So do you reckon Liverpool has been failed by the powers that be? And do you reckon this is why Liverpool is in its current state?
Yes, it's all the damn 14 years of Tory neglect and profligacy. No politicians were willing to tackle the climate change transition, and there was a human cost. Liverpool was flooded. It was all destroyed.
So what did you think of Liverpool last time you were here?
So I haven't been to it for as long as I can help it.
But aren't you Liverpool's Member of Parliament?
Yes, but I live in Eton.
Okay, so what do you make of such a historic city being submerged under, I believe, 22 metres of water?
Well, it was historically a port, so I think it's appropriate, fitting end and all that.
I believe Liverpool was famous for its relation with the River Mersey.
Well, now it has an even more intimate relationship with the River Mersey.
Thank you very much, John. I believe we've heard enough. Thank you very much, all. I am a rain cloud, a dense conglomeration of water vapour weighing hundreds of tons. I hold no autonomy over my movement. I'm taken only where the wind sees fit. I don't usually stick around for long. I gain and lose so much constantly. Like a Greek boat. Am I whole? People wish not for my presence. I make life hard for them. Others wish for my water. For them, I make life possible. I have no dreams. I graze on your lakes from my herd in the sky.
I fall and fall and fall forever and ever and ever into oblivion, into Hades, into chasms of eternal action and reaction, circles and ditches of hell where chaos reigns and peace and calm and stillness is forever gone. Transient, quicksilver, in eternal flux and impermanence is my existence. Gravity is a cruel god pushing me down, down, deeper and down, implacable and inappeasable, insensate and unsensing, and they cannot be turned or altered or flattered, and all of gold under the sun cannot purchase me a single hour of repose. Patriarchal, power made palpable, tyranny for tyranny's sake, he beats me down again and again, and I fall forevermore.
A reservoir can change and climate affects its tranquility. As oceans flood and sway, the reservoir does too. Pollution topples up, causing extreme change with unhelping hands. It can be altered or kept the same, but the damage is always resident.
To my dearest friends, and whoever it may concern, I address this to you, the waters of the world. We are, by our very nature, creatures of change, of chaos and of flow. Yet I, the rivers, the connective tissue of the waters, have observed something we should fear. The change, the rate at which it happened, it is quickening, lakes evaporating before their time, frozen waters set free. I fear it is the fault of the humanity. They pollute us, boil us, freeze us to death, all for the sake of a plastic egg. For much of their time, we were facilitators of the good and the bad, trade and exploitation, wars and enslavement. We saw it all, yet now we unwillingly rise. They brought their destruction, forced our hand. Now all we can do is play along like toy soldiers in a marching band. I wrote this letter as a word of warning, so take it as such. Beware though, it is out of our hands. It is merely between a few dumb apes who play with our fates, and that of the world as though they are not part of it too. Yours with the utmost sincerity and fear, the rivers of this world.
It is my mission to make my dreams happen and do everything I want to do before it's too late. I want to help make places safer for others and a nice environment to be in, so things are more enjoyable for people. I want to have no regrets and try my hardest and dance on what I enjoy. It's also my mission to work on what I'm not good at and not compare myself to others. 2 years later, 2025, the land has been smoothed out and you can see the sun rising beautifully over the large hill from our kitchen window. The fence has been replaced and new trees have been planted in place of the few that were pushed away by the flowing slip as it erased everything in its path.
Years shall pass. The wet mud blooms with all shades and hues. The bleak sky now gleaming softly, with white soft clouds hugging the sun. The horrifying senses, now seemingly almost gone, rising from the ashes and mud.